Greetings, Unify friends. I was gonna show you real quick how I started the Unify library for Falcon 2 presets. So basically when you start up Unify, you have one instrument layer, you have this sine wave synth by default. You'll swap this out with UVI as a company. They make a plugin called Falcon. So here you have the user interface for Falcon. Within Falcon you have multiple sound banks depending which ones you purchased. So usually comes with a Falcon factory. That's the one I'm working on right now. Show you a new one here if somebody else wants to do this one or any other. So you go into atmospherics. Within the sound banks, they organize it in folders. So you have one animated here. Let's pick Bender Groove, load that as a preset here. Okay. So I'll save this as animated Bender Groove. That's the preset, the way it would show up within Falcon 2, and then I save this under a new Unify library, which I call Falcon 2 Atmospherics. And then usually I tag it based on I use the tags for the plugin specific context. So in this case there was a folder animated and a witch, so I just tag it. Take the motion out here. This is something I had from earlier. Then you can add your author name here, save as. You can see this within Unify, I created a new directory based on this library you just created. Here's the name of the new patch. Okay, boom, saved. Now, one of the other things you might want to do is the Unify macros here. I mapped them to my MIDI controllers already. In Falcon, if you click on info, it has this little user interface, because Falcon is kind of like the full version where you develop presets, and if you use UVI workstation you can just play them back. It's kind of like the contact from NI. They have the developer version and the full version, and then just the runtime version. So in the runtime version of UVI workstation you would just see this visual here. So you have these macros. What I can do now, I have to assign this within Falcon. I have to assign this to a host automation parameter so it's visible on the outside. So now I click on the macro in Unify, linked parameters, add instrument number 1. That corresponds up here to this instrument layer. Plug in Falcon, see there, one of those automations I replaced with that step pad parameter. Make sure this is pulled up all the way up here. Okay. So my MIDI controller, what it controls is the Unify macro. That's what that moves. And then the Unify macro, from what I just linked, controls this step pad parameter. And if you double click on the macro here, then you can give it a name. And now I go and save that again, because I just saved the raw preset so far. But when I make changes, I should update, not save as, but just update it. So I'm going to pretend like I just started over. I initialized Unify, started over. I'm going to browse what I just created. See, here's the library now, Falcon 2 Atmospherics. Here's my Bender Groove preset. There you have it. I hope this was useful.